I was watching the Vast Apostate Hours live stream about the people who are named in a lawsuit that Lloyd Evans is filing. It's against people that he believes have a campaign against him to slander him. Evans is a public YouTuber. He may post a public video that may be contentious. Then he waits for a reaction and then takes down the video or puts it private and pretends he never said it. Evans likes a reaction, but aside from that, he is now pushing the envelope by attempting to sue persons on YouTube who make comments about him, and then it extends to Twitter and so forth. Evans believes that certain people are already guilty, much like any of the elders in a judicial committee meeting, where it's common that a decision has already been made before that victim is even told a meeting is being set up about their situation. Evans is doing this too. In the documents Evans has sent to his targets, apparently only via email, which is not legal, Evans and his attorney appear to have already convicted these people and have gone straight to a guilty verdict, and they assigned a monetary penalty. When persons are served, either with a jury subpoena or summons or any other official legal document, it's either served in person or by mail to your address of record or handed in hard copy to you. Like if a cop is issuing you a citation and fine, he hands that citation to you in person. It's normally followed up by mail to your address of record. I never heard of email being a legal service or official notification to anything, but that may be a side issue. Apparently, Evans believes that some bullshit email with nothing followed up in writing is a physical document, and it's all that's needed, and that apparently all the Croatian court will decide is monetary damages, not whether the alleged perpetrators are guilty or innocent of slander or libel. Evans posted a written Facebook rant about his lawsuit, and he provided a link to a legal document where his lawyer listed some links to YouTube videos, links to Twitter and Reddit, and even cited a thread on the Jehovah'sWitness.com message board. But apparently Evans' lawyer has never provided a written legal document served to the defendants at their home address, at least not that anyone has said. There were no specifics in that alleged legal document that Evans believes was filed, and the way he words things in his Facebook rant sounds like he has already deemed everyone guilty and just the amount of monetary damages is in question. Evans might be unaware that everyone is allowed their day in court, and if and when a decision is rendered by a judge, there are appeal procedures, something Evans does not acknowledge. Even if I am caught speeding by a cop, the cop doesn't demand money. He issues a citation with a fine amount on the citation, plus it will list the statutory authority, and it will list how to appeal the ticket. It's called due process. I can go to court, fight that speeding ticket, and depending on my argument before a judge, I can win and get the judge to dismiss the citation and fine. But all Evans' lawyer did was list a bunch of links that they think somehow contains defamatory information against Sir Lloyd Evans of the Watchtower Witness Protection Program, and that he always protects the witnesses of the Watchtower because he has no desire to see any walls imploding or will put him out of business. Yet, as I've already blogged and vlogged about Lloyd and how he was escorted around the JW headquarters in Warwick with a prominent Bible student, since they're always given the royal treatment, what with Watchtower owning them and the copyright to all their publications. At Warwick, they have a full display of the early Bible students, photos, memorabilia, all that because they were the founders of what would become the Watchtower, and they may have free access to the Watchtower facilities if they so choose to visit. On the flip side of all this, Evans claims that the Watchtower Corporation protects pedophiles and fails to protect victims of child sex abuse. So why did he tour Warwick and videotape the whole thing for his YouTube channel? The Watchtower and the GB housed at its headquarters are the enemy. Why didn't Evans ask the witness who escorted him around Warwick and ask about the Watchtower's policies, the two-witness rule, and about them appearing to protect pedophiles in the congregations? Nope. Evans was right there promoting the enemy, that is the Watchtower Corporation and its headquarters, when he toured Warwick and paraded around filming it for his YouTube channel. Evans claims to be a child sex abuse activist helping victims have a voice, while he was sexting girls and women when he was a JW elder in his congregation. His own wife caught him on the internet jacking off to some hooker, and this pervert now has the nerve to say the Watchtower is covering up sex abuse and perversions inside the Kingdom Halls. Evidently, his existing Patreons are fine with Evans, the phony XJW, while perhaps they are enjoying some penis perks that I am thankfully unaware of.
It's nobody's business. It just isn't.
It is.
But apparently you all need to know what I do with my dick.
That's disgusting. And he just thinks it's so funny. He's just having a ball. He's just like convulsing with laughter here. Just gross. All right, he's going to go on to talk about his sexual repression.
That's what all of this boils down to. Everyone, the world needs to know what I do with my dick.
Revelation of Lloyd's dalliance with sex workers who were likely trafficked and his refusal to apologize to those financially supporting him. Lloyd's sexual escapades are reminiscent of many cult leaders who engage in abusive and hurtful sexual behavior while leading their cult and preaching the righteous path. More egregious examples include Jim Jones of the Jonestown Massacre, who preached racial equality while keeping the white women close to him, and the likes of Keith Raniere of Nixium, who talked of being charitable and was even endorsed by the Dalai Lama, but was making sex slaves of his members in secret and branding them with his own initials. Now, what Lloyd has admitted to is not on the same level, not by a long shot, but he was potentially taking advantage of sex workers whose consent is blurry at best and whose pasts will be dampened with darkness. The hypocrisy from someone so ready to call out others for their indecent behaviour is startling and quite typical of cult behaviour.
I looked online at various attorney sites where they do a brief rundown of just about any legal topic a person might be interested in. And it seems that a person is not libelous if their statements are substantially true. So this could mean that Evans is fighting a losing battle because the statements made about him are substantially true. How do I know this? Well, I discussed this with my legal team and PR team and home team and work team and my team's team. Here's an example. Kim Silvio, in her statement on Reddit, talked about Evans and his infidelity and engagement with prostitutes on a very regular basis, when Evans stated it's only 2 or 3 months in between visits, not regularly. Okay, Evans believes this statement to be factually untrue and libelous. Well, this is wrong because that statement was substantially true, not false, and therefore not libelous. Then he disputes another statement that he's been seeing prostitutes over many years when he says it's 3 or 4 years. Again, the statement is substantially true. It was based on fact and not false. This is not libelous to say many years instead of over 3 or 4 years.
Play that footage.
Posting pretending to be Kim said the following. Some weeks back, Lloyd openly and without warning notified me of his infidelity and engagement with prostitutes on a very regular basis. It was maybe, I'm going to say 2 or 3 months in between.
So he's scoffing at the idea that it was regularly and says, oh, it was only 2 or 3 months in between. In other words, every 3 months he visited prostitutes. And to Lloyd Evans, that's not regularly. He's really smug about it too, which is kind of his pattern, but
I would go to see sex workers. I didn't have an opportunity to do it on a regular basis.
he definitely would have wanted to, is what it sounds like.
I'm not sure I would need to.
Not sure if I would need to. There is some question on whether or not he would need to visit prostitutes more than 3 times every 3 months.
So that part is factually untrue and libelous.
So regularly does not mean every 3 months. That's untrue and libelous.
I'm going to say. Lloyd openly and without warning notified me of his infidelity and engagement with prostitutes on a very regular basis over many years. Many years? I think I'm going to say 3 or 4 years.
Many years, many years. No, I'd say it was 3 or 4 years. All right, your definition of many years is up to you, but it's certainly more than 1. It's certainly more than 2. There you have it.
Evans thinks that because he deems something is libelous, that it is, when he needs to get out of that dating hookers routine once in a while and pursue reality. He claims in a public post that he's found his own apartment elsewhere, so maybe some fresh air will reach his foggy brain, or he may be evicted if the tenants tire of seeing tramps tramping up and down those stairs in and out of his apartment. Okay, here's an example. Is it libelous if someone tweets that I spent Patreon money to buy an expensive red dress to wear to a speed dating meetup in England? Using Evans' logic, I could reply that the dress was not red, it was fuchsia. And putting that in writing and tweeting it out and spreading the word that I wore a red dress is in fact libelous because the dress was fuchsia. This seems to be Evans' logic. He's not missing the point. He's diverting people from the point. The only thing wrong about that example is the color of the dress, not the activity I was engaging in. This is the same example a person could apply to Evans' debacle. He still engaged in certain activity, no matter if it was on a regular basis or not. He used Patreon money because he doesn't have a job. He's not retired from a job. He doesn't have a pension. He's funded by donations, much like the Watchtower Society. And guess what? The Watchtower, like Evans, uses donated money however they want. They can buy real estate, hire lawyers to pay off victims of sex abuse, force them to sign a non-disclosure agreement as a condition of that monetary payout. They can travel to exotic locations, all on your donated money. Evans believes he is the Watchtower and can do the same thing, which is okay, but you need to know where and how your donations are being spent. One wonders how much of Evans' Patreon money is going to his legal defense while he allegedly continues with his prostitution dating schedule by pretending to be a threat to the Jehovah's Witnesses organization, when Evans is just an ignored apostate in their world, and now he's looking into how to make money in the dating scene. Links to the relevant videos are in the description box below this video. Might be good for law students to take this up as their project, as the internet and public commentary are open to everyone, and just because a whistleblower exposes a hypocrite and that whistleblower statements are substantially true and correct, well, who's at fault? Is it the hypocrite who cries wolf, saying they need a mental break and then is photographed with hookers, leaving the wife and kids home during Christmas and New Year's, or the whistleblower exposing the hypocrisy? I guess I can check with my own legal team and issue some phony documents pretending they are real to support my own theories.
I'll let the audience adjudicate, you know. Are things as grave as Kim would like you to believe? You know, you be the judge.